Oh, share your screen with your audience.
Shall I do this like this? It's my ventriloquist story.
Right. I think we're live. We've gone a bit early just so we can make sure everything's okay. So I'm just going to check with my friend Deb to make sure you can hear us and everything's okay.
Now live on your channel. But I'm not live on here.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, everyone? Oh, look. Yeah, it's going. I've got the first advert up. Skip. Hey, look. Look.
Good. Right. So I think we're live. This is the first time we've done this in a very, very long time. We did it a long time ago. Ray said yes. Thank you very much for letting us know, Ray.
Cheers for that, mate.
And Debs has come back. Yes. So what we're going to do today, we thought we'd do a live Q&A because obviously lots of things have been going on here. Lots of things have been happening.
What's that then?
Well, you've lost a few things. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh about that.
It's not funny.
But what we've done is we have got a few questions from our patrons. We're going to go through them first. So just in case there's any questions there that you might have asked. And then if there's some questions that you want to ask, please put it in the comments, and our friend Deb's keeping an eye on it and going to let us know if there's any questions that we need to be answering.
Hello, Chris. Lovely to see you. Hello, Jill. Lovely to see you.
Very lovely, Graham.
Crazy artist lady. Yes, Ian from Ontario, Canada.
By the way, Graham, if you could let Fiona know, tea bags is on the shopping list. Tea bags, but I will message her back anyway.
Hello, Annette.
Good to see you. I hope you're okay. I hope you're coping okay anyway.
Massive condolences.
Thoughts are with you.
Yeah, massive condolences.
And the crazy artist lady.
Glasshouse and Garden.
Stasia, hi.
Glasshouse and Garden. Glasshouse and Garden. I just must comment. My mum thinks your comments are superb. By the way, she is a real fan of your comments. She thinks you are very articulate, and I have to agree. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to read everybody's comments, but certainly yours, sir or madam.
It's so funny. Ted's mum always, each week when we phone her, always goes through the comments with us. Or what did you think about that? And what did you think about that?
She's a comment critique.
She is.
She doesn't critique the videos because she daren't. She daren't.
Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Because this is a Q&A. Right. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, we've got Ellen, dear Ellen Holt. Her first question is Ted going to be able to make the shift to stepping back after his operation?
Ellen, yes, of course I will. It'll be absolutely marvelous. Lesa can take everything on her own, and I will step back and just be the foreman. It'll be fantastic. No, is the answer to that question, Ellen. It is really a very temporary thing. You know, my thumb is healing very well. Thank you very much again to all your wonderful comments and your support on that basis. My little intervention that I had, it seems to be going very well. And hopefully within about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be back to working.
He's the worst patient because
it's smaller.
After he'd done his thumb, he was told that he mustn't use his hand in case he knocked it or anything else, and not to use it. And literally 2 days afterwards, you'll see in the next vlog, I caught him upstairs trying to lay a wooden floor, so I ended up helping him. And then he had his operation, which is completely, it's not to do with his thumb, it's something completely different. On Tuesday, and he has been in bed. He's actually just got out of bed for this, so you're all very privileged. But he's been in bed, and he has been very good at staying in bed because you have been very poorly, actually, haven't you?
I ain't been brilliant. It ain't been brilliant. Thankfully, we had the lovely Carson here last week, and Rob and Kirsten from America, and it was fantastic. They did some great work, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. But it was very hard to stay in bed, but it was also, it's easier to stay in bed than get any grief from this one.
Anyway, I think a few more days and I think you'll start to feel a lot
better. Just going to address, hi Jane Scott. Who cut your hair? Looks amazing. Which one? Who? What is that? Honor Pordum? Who cut your hair? It looks amazing. Who are we talking about? His hair? Oh, your hair looks beautiful. His hair.
Must be talking about yours because I haven't had mine cut.
Yeah. Thank you very much. If it is
Oh
me,
no, I bet that's that. I know who that is.
oh, I know who that is.
That's his
I know who it is.
hairdresser.
I've just seen the thistle. I've just seen the thistle. You cheeky person, you.
And Jane Scott.
Lovely to hear from you.
Thumbs up, Jane Scott. Doesn't cost a thing.
Doesn't cost a thing. Jill, thank you. Good news. Oh, look, she's found out. Yep.
Anyway, next question. Tambra, who is another one of our patrons. What did we
Hello,
do?
Marketu.
What did we do prior to engaging in this massive task?
I used to work in a factory for a large pharmaceutical company for many, many years. I'm also a musician by trade,
He's
and
not
that's
gonna.
what I do.
He's not gonna say
I'm not
what he
going to tell you
did
what
at the pharmaceutical company.
I used to pack tablets. I used to pack tablets, and I used to make tablets for this huge pharmaceutical company. And then I moved into the branch of wait for it, big drum roll, health and safety. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Do you know we're a damned attractive couple? You
Oh,
know.
we are, aren't
Oh,
we?
we bloody are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to see our praises, but we look all right today. We
Today.
scrubbed up all right today.
We did actually. Debs did say to me, "Have you had a wee? Have you brushed your hair and put some makeup on?" Debs, I did. Anyway,
Have you
and
noticed how
I
many people
used
we've got
to.
on?
Have we got lots of people?
76.
Oh, it's so nice
Thank
for
you
to
so
join us.
much. It's
It's
fantastic.
really lovely. I used to be director of fundraising for a large children's charity.
A large children's charity with a patron, royal patronage as well. So she's met royalty. Yeah, I know. But she
Yeah,
didn't know who they were. That's her claim to fame.
yeah.
She didn't know
Sat
who they
next to a
were.
princess for
Anyway,
a
let's
whole
get off
evening
this.
with dinner and then didn't know who she
Let's
was.
get off
Anyway,
the. Let's not get
that's
off the
that one.
subject.
So nothing to do with what we're doing now.
Nothing to do,
Anyway,
Tambra. But thank you very much for your patronage, and we love you to death.
Angela. Now we have more experience with renovating with Chateau de Montmagny. What is your 5 to 10 year plan? Has it changed?
Indeed,
And
Jane.
what
Indeed.
is their end goal? Well, we had a 10 year plan when we first came here. When we first bought the place, we realised that well, we said that it was going to take 10 years, didn't we, to finish?
We did. Well, you did.
I did to finish, and we have stuck with that. The idea was always to get the main chateau part finished so that we had income coming in because we knew we didn't have enough money for this massive project, and then to work on our own accommodation, and then to work on the rest of it. So we've got the lake, we've got the tower ruins, we've got the barn conversion, we've got the old coaching house to do, we've got the hayloft to do. There's so much more to do, but we have stuck to our plans. We're 4 years in, and if the income comes in, so if the business is successful and the income comes in enough, I think the 10 year plan would be a success. I think we would make it. However, I think we've realized actually lately that the income that's generated by people staying here and coming to see us is never going to earn us enough to be able to get the rest of the big renovation done. Like the coach house
Yeah.
is going to be about 150,000. That is going to be the last thing on the list. And whether we will ever have enough money to do that is another story. The lake would be about 40,000. I would dearly love to do that, but
I think,
again,
well, we need to prioritise, and the coach house is an absolutely wonderful project, and I would really like to do it. I don't think I'll be able to hold out that long to do that. We'll never get the money back for it if we put the money in it. It's something that I think if we do all the chateau and all the bits that Lesa said, and then start really concentrating on things like the land, because that's really
yeah,
close to our hearts, to the land, and then down the line, whatever happens, I think we'll just have to, drip feed stuff
yeah.
into that part of the property.
So yeah, 5 to 10 year plan. It stayed the same, and in our heads, we've still got it the same. Nothing has really changed actually, which is quite nice to know that
Yeah.
we think we got it right in the beginning, so our
Ah,
end goal is to just get as much done as we possibly can.
somebody from Les Arolles.
Oh,
Bonjour,
hello,
bonjour.
bonjour.
Yeah.
Kirsten, oh sorry, Kristen. That's because we've just said Kirsten's name with us. Kristen, what is the purpose of the mound of stones in the laundry room? Well, if you go back and have a look at some of the previous videos, it's the top of the cave. So
It's the entrance to the cave. Yeah.
yeah, but it's the top part of it. So the
Yeah.
entrance to the cave is this side, and then that is the part. So it goes down, and then this is the top part of it. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but yeah, it's the roof of the calf.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. I know what I mean. Hopefully you now know what we mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, and when that's cleaned up, we're hoping to sort of clean it up so you can really see the formation of the stones.
You might just do some sort of intricate little mortaring, but keep the stones
Yeah.
like a I'm trying to think what.
Feature.
Yeah, feature. Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
nice. It'd be nice, I think, because that's the construction of it.
Yeah. Louise, are we filming still with Channel 4 and when does the next series go out? And did the program give us what we expected it to?
Shall I answer that?
You can answer that, maybe.
Okay, so the answer is to the first part is that we are not filming with Channel 4 anymore. It was a decision that we did not take lightly, but we didn't think that the series 2 that we were on, sort of half the time we were on the first series, and it was nothing to do with that as well, is it just wasn't going down the road that we were first led to believe by the production company. And when your mum phones you and says, "Oh no, I didn't watch it because it was so boring," you think that's nice, isn't it? That's nice.
Oh, sorry.
Cheers, mum. Cheers for that. Didn't even watch your own boy. But then again, I don't think we really took a lot of notice of it, and it wasn't. It just wasn't going the way that we thought. It was a big decision. I don't think it initially. I think the first series probably gave the curiosity value to a lot of people, a lot of expats that were coming, and they came to the restaurant and they, thank you very much for your patronage for that. All the people that came, but sort of from the chambre d'hôte side of things, I don't think it really did it?
No.
And certainly the second series, very,
No.
very minimal. So it was a good decision on our part, and we've subsequently thought how better it is without the guys here. Nothing to do with the camera guys, nothing to do with production company. We have not burnt any bridges.
No. And
And
their
we have-
cameramen were lovely. We love
Yeah,
them to
yeah,
bits.
yeah.
They've stayed hopefully lifelong friends. Joshua popped in the other day and we
Hello,
chatted
Annie
with
and
John a
Brian.
lot. So yeah, the cameramen were great.
Yeah.
Can't say a bad thing about them.
No. All of
Um,
them were fantastic. All the girls and guys that came to us, and we thank them for all making us look pretty good.
Yeah.
But we, as I say, we've not burnt our bridges. We're still in contact with the production company, and they have said if things work out, whatever we may go back. We may go back. We may go back.
We shall see. Watch his face. But at the moment, no.
No.
I just answer a quick question from the crazy artist lady who's just mentioned about these shoes in the bread oven.
Oh, she was in the room.
So it is in a vlog, but way back about 3 years ago. You have to go way back to see the vlog when
Hi, Kathleen.
Gemma, archaeologist friend, came down to have a look at the place. And the story is that years ago they used to put shoes. It was just one shoe from each child in bread ovens, fires, anywhere that produced heat, and it was to ward off evil spirits. So that's the story behind it. But you can go back and sorry, I wish I knew off the top of my head what the number is, but it is about 3 years ago.
It's a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
Brian, is there any update on the barn conversion in the banquet hall? Yes, there is actually very exciting news. As you all know, we had to put a hold on it because of new regulations that came in, and they told us that it would probably be at least a year before they even got round to looking at our application. Well, we did actually have a message and email from the mayor, and we've now had all the paperwork through from the mayor to say that they decided that because Air Project was favourable to the community, that we no longer have to go down the new regulation process of the inspection and that we can go ahead with the work on the initial application that I sent in. So that's really good news.
Woo!
Yes.
It is
However,
really good news.
it's
Really
really
good
nice
news.
to know actually that they recognise the work that you're doing and look at it favourably on that. But the problem is obviously we've already started putting the money into the work on the apartment 4. So we can't just drop that and start the barn. So the barn will be next year's big project, and it'll be something that will be just literally our focus next year
Agree
will
with
be
you,
on the
Jane.
barn.
Yep.
Jane Scott, if you're not
And
alone in,
and I just want to
oh
say,
yes, Jane, yeah,
and this you can then throw back at this one. There will be no specific timescale for that barn.
Yeah.
We are going to do it as and when we can do it. It's again, it goes back to um, finances and all that sort of thing. There are other areas that are in need of maintenance and stuff like that, because we're at that point now that certain things do need maintenance. So money has to go where we can earn money. The barn will be an earner down the line, but we are not going to put a specific timescale and a deadline on ourselves for that, are we? Are we? Are we?
No.
Are we? On your kids' life. On your kids' life.
Promise.
Yeah, promise.
I
Promise.
promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we won't. Trudy, you both this is a very sweet question. You both come across as such positive people and obviously love each other very much.
Oh,
Yeah, on camera.
unless she gives me another deadline.
Yeah. How long have you been together and what do you love most about each
Oh
other?
my goodness me, what a question.
Oh, we've been together. Well, this is a bit of a bone of contention.
Yeah, so we've been together properly for about 11, 12 years. I think it's 11, 12 years. I can't really remember, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, and what do we love about each other? Go on, you can do that
Oh,
first.
it's so difficult. What do I love about you most? Most. I love everything about you, but I love your passion the most.
Oh,
And I love the fact that you share that passion with me.
oh, that's very sweet of you. Do you know what I love about you most?
What?
Your positivity.
No.
Your absolute positivity. I wake up with Mrs. Christmas every day. Um, she's a miserable, miserable person for about a second and a half when she wakes up, and then she wakes up, starts singing songs. Um, and I do love that about you. That you always. I tell you what, actually, I'm gonna cut this in half and say that is one of the things I love about you. But I tell you one of the things, and this is one of these things that has I've noticed or loved about you since we've been doing this project, is the way that you always make people have a great time.
No.
You have this ability and this is your single-minded focus, is to make sure that anybody that comes to see it, whatever that is, whether they pop in for coffee, whether they have a full meal, whether they stay for a week, she always makes sure that they have a really good time. And I think that's a wonderful quality.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Sorry.
Hopefully they do.
Sorry.
So,
Right.
yes.
Can I have that money you owe me now?
Give you later. Roger and Kath. Roger and Kath are quite new to our patronage. Thank you very much for joining us. And does the mayor still stay in touch and take an interest in what you're doing? And are the locals supportive? Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, the mayor will always, I think, take an interest in this. Not only does her family have history here, but obviously it brings taxes into the community. It's a big draw as well, having two historical monuments within her little village, which is, I think, great for her, and two that are open to the public. So even better. And yeah, and I just think she loves the fact that we are, I think all the community does, that we are saving this place. But the community, our locals, especially all of our French neighbours, are just so delightful and so lovely. They want to help us all the time. Yeah, they're just beautiful people that always come round, always give us advice and support, and we couldn't wish for anything more. We really couldn't.
No,
It's lovely, isn't
it
it?
is fantastic. I'm just going to stop her there because she'll go on. We've got a couple of questions on the comments, so I'm just going to address those. Ray Griffin, we are actually not from London, mate. We're from Essex, so it's an estuary English accent. Other than that, we're both from Essex. We grew up, were born and grew up about 10 miles from each other. Obviously, we didn't know each other until we were well in, I was well old. Well, I feel well old. So yeah, so that's one question for you. Rodney's asking about what's happening with the roof on the piggeries. Rodney, it's still tarpaulin covered. We are not going to do anything. We've had such abysmal weather for the last, I reckon, a good 5 or 6 months. It's been just impossible to do anything, plan anything, do anything like that. So what we're going to do is wait until we can get the summer. Hopefully, I might have a volunteer come back, and we're going to tackle it then. And if things go well and we have a decent season, we're going to have a go at the other roof as well. All right. Just wanted to do those two while I remembered.
And then we've got Jane Kearns. Are you
Hello, Jane.
hoping? Hello, Jane. Are you hoping to finish your accommodation and for septic after apartment 4? That is the plan, Jane. Yeah. So the plan is to finish apartment 4, finish the laundry room, and then tackle. That is all we've got to finish there. Yeah. Apartment 4, laundry room, and then get back over and start tackling the piggeries. But like Ted said, it's all about income coming in during the tourist season, and obviously we do have guests staying, so it's all about time and money coming in.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
all obviously goes straight back into the buildings. So it just depends what we've got there to play with and what we can do. As we all know, lime and sand is quite cheap, so there will always be watering to do. But yeah, other than that, it's just see where we go. But that is the plan, Jane. Very much so. Um, we've done Roger and
Yeah, we've done
Kath.
Roger, we've done Richard.
Richard,
Hello, lovely
dear
Richard
Richard.
from
Richard's
Canada.
got a few questions actually, so
Flipping
I
hell.
will I will reel them off and you can answer them. What will be your focus while Ted is recovering? Oh, what would be my so perhaps we won't, perhaps I'll answer that. What will be my focus while Ted is recovering? To do whatever Ted tells me I need to get done.
No, that's rubbish. She knows exactly what she's got to do.
No, so it's the great thing is, as Ted mentioned earlier, we have had some volunteers here this week. Literally left yesterday. Very sad goodbye to Carsten. It always is, actually, isn't it? We always end up having some tears and coming back here and feeling a little bit, well, very sad that he's gone.
Yeah.
But while he was here and Rob and Kirsten was here, we got the floor laid, which you'll see in the next couple of vlogs. We've got the floor laid, we've got the ceiling up. So that means that I can now get in there and do loads of work. I can start tape and jointing, get the walls done. It really means not having that floor was really holding us back, wasn't
Oh,
it?
extraordinary.
But so I've got
Extraordinary.
loads of work to be getting on with while Ted is recovering. Hopefully, it will, a few weeks down the line, couple of weeks,
Yeah,
2, 3
couple of weeks, we'll get back at it.
Have you come up with a plan for the bread oven? I'm still working. I'm still tinkering on the bread oven. I'm taking it slowly. I'm working bit by bit just to rebuild it. So that will be another vlog. But yes, it's getting there.
I think it looks fantastic.
It's getting
That's
there.
just my 2 pence worth.
Will Ted's thumb injury affect his guitar playing?
No, it won't. I can hold a plectrum. I have not, fortunately, not lost as much as I thought I had. And even if I did, it wouldn't, because I just learned how to play a different way.
And will Lesa continue pointing walls in the laundry room, or is that on hold? No, it's not on hold, but the laundry room is obviously an area that I can keep going back to and just doing bits as and when. So yeah, I will continue to point the walls, but it will be apartment 4 will be first.
Sorry, we've still got quite a bit to do in the laundry room. The laundry room is completely functional in the way that we wanted to have it. Django Ted Mora, well played, well played. He only had 2 fingers though. Excuse me, 2 fingers. Yeah, and so yes, there is still stuff to do in the laundry room. I need to make a good front door for it. But again, priority, as Lesa said, is apartment 4.
And then we know that the restaurant is closed this year, but are there any plans for the outside kitchen during tourist season? Yes, there are.
Hi, Laurie.
As Richard says, we don't have the restaurant open to the public this year. It is only open to residential guests. We are cooking for them every day. But the summer kitchen will be used for events. So we will be hosting events during July and August, which will be music events, afternoon teas. We're going to do some artist exhibitions, some craft fairs, things like that. So yes, it will be used during that time.
Yes. Is that it?
Number 6, last one from Richard. What is left to be done in the piggeries? Did you resolve the roof problem? We've already answered that one. So,
yeah, we have.
And the rest of the piggeries is
I'm
the
really,
living area,
I'm really,
the living and kitchen.
really up for getting back in the piggeries because it is our space. We're going to do lots of good stuff in there. So you'll have lots of good stuff coming your way.
Debbie and Pete.
Debbie
and Pete. If you had your time over, would you choose Montmagna or something smaller and less expensive?
Um, would we choose something smaller? Probably because we did look at quite a lot of properties that were smaller, and the I don't know if it's the irony, but or whatever, but the the issue is we looked at them and dismissed them because we thought there was too much work.
And then chose this.
Yeah, so I suppose that is ironic. I yeah, I we love this place. We absolutely love this place. It does cause you quite a lot of grief at the time, but you know, you have to love it. You have to invest in it, and we have invested blood, sweat, and tears, haven't we? Just
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's not answering your question, Deb, but I wouldn't change it. I don't know if I'd pick it, but I wouldn't change it.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always think because we always go back to, we always say about there was one property that we saw that was really dead cheap, and but it needed loads of work. Not as much work as this place does, but at the time we thought it needed loads of work,
yeah.
and we always go back to that and say like, oh God, if we'd have bought
We would
Haynes,
have finished. We
we'd have
would have
finished by
finished.
now.
Yeah.
But I think if we'd have bought that place, then we would never have learnt the skills that we've learnt here.
Possibly not. I don't. That's the thing. Possibly not. There was looking at it and remembering it as much as I do. I think there was the the all the tasks we're doing. There were those
Yeah.
tasks to do. I'm thinking that we may have not looked at it as because it's not a historical monument, and we would not have done it in that way. I don't think we would have kept all of its
No.
character like we've kept the
No.
character here. And
Yeah.
we've had to keep the character because that's what people expect when they walk through the door. I think people are quite knocked out by the fact that it looks not the way it would have looked in the 14th century, but it looks period and it looks maybe like it should do, or certainly the way we think it should do.
Debbie also
Hi,
says,
Nelly.
what is the best and worst thing about this project? I think the best thing about this project is just the new skills that we learn all the time, and because I think that just makes us so proud when you learn a new skill and then you get to develop it and get better at it. And I think it's just I love it. I love
Mm.
it. And
And your worst thing?
and my worst thing is the frustration of being so overwhelmed by the work and knowing that it's a constant battle all the time to the work that we want to do, but the bank balance at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
that I find so frustrating is that we are constantly up against that.
Yeah, it's extraordinary how that does play on one's mind.
However, in saying that, that does make you become very creative,
Yep.
and it makes you reuse as much possible materials as you can. So
Hi, Nicole.
in a way, it kind of helps us as well.
Yeah, I would say my favourite thing is very similar to what Lisa's saying. I've always been a lover of problem solving, and every day is a problem to be solved here. And I think that's fascinating. Drives you absolutely to distraction most of the time, but you get there in the end, and that's the best thing. The worst thing about it, yeah, I'm gonna reiterate what you said. It is the frustration that you can't steam in and get stuff done because you've got to prioritize with the funds that you've got. It's a silly thing, and but again, this goes back to what you said, that yes, you're up against it and you've got to, but then you think creatively. Then you think, how can I utilize what I've got?
Yeah.
And that's again a really good thing. So it
Mark
gives and
Johnson
takes.
has just said sometimes you need to look at what you have done rather than what you haven't done or you need to do. And you're very right there. And
That's kind, Mark. That's
we do
kind.
tend to forget to look back and think of what we have achieved. So what would you change, if anything, if you was to do this again? Another one from Deb. I don't think I'd change anything
What would you change? What in what relation? I don't know what
to
do
the
you mean.
project. Is there anything
Oh,
we would
you change.
change?
Well, I've always said that I thought that this would make a great salon per se, and the apartment we did downstairs would have made a great kitchen. And that was, I wouldn't say I'd change it, but I think that would have would have looked better if we'd have had the ability to do that. The reason why we did apartment one sort of fairly swiftly is because we needed to get out of here. We needed to get
Well,
out
and
there,
also we
and
needed
and
a
then we
ground floor
and we
apartment.
needed a ground floor apartment for people to have that choice. Um, so I don't think really I change anything. No, I can't say I change anything.
And another
Well,
question.
maybe digging out that bloody great barn up the end there. Maybe that changed that.
Another question is if you had the money, what would you do differently?
Right. I think if we had the funds, um, yes, of course, we would still continue to do all the work ourselves. I don't think that that would change ever. We would just steam in. It would give us the ability to not worry about whether we're getting bookings and all that. So that gives you a little bit of respite, less stress. And I think the we would do the piggeries so we have a proper and a no, we're doing them anyway, so it's not changing. Nothing would be changed. I don't think anything would be changed
I
necessarily.
My main thing would be if we'd had the pot of money, a bigger pot of money in the beginning, or even now, we wouldn't open to the public as early as we did. We opened to the public because we had to get an income
Yeah,
coming in,
that's
and
goes
and
without
that
saying.
restricts us. So it
Yeah.
constantly restricts us because it restricts us to the renovation we're doing, which then has knock-on effect to restrict us
Hi,
to
Lucy.
footage and content we have for the YouTube, and so there's a whole knock-on
Yeah,
effect. So
yeah.
I think that's the only thing we're envious of some of the other channels, or most of the other channels, is because they have big pots of money, they don't have to open to the public. So they could just get on with their work, and that makes us quite envious because we love the renovation, we love doing the work, and it's something we'd love to be able to just be able to do
It's
that.
not to
Not the
say
farm.
we don't enjoy having people come and stay. You know, that is one of the bonuses about opening to the public, that you do meet an amazing amount of lovely people.
Yeah.
And we just were trying to work it out the other day of how many people we think we might have met over that time. And it's really, really good in that way.
And it's like
Um,
all you guys,
yeah,
it's
but this
all the
is it. We've got
subscribers and that. We kind of feel like
all the family across the
your
world,
friends, yeah, your
friends
friends,
and
their
family. It's
family,
like
all
going
across
down a
the
pub.
world.
It's going down a pub.
It's really strange.
I'm gonna just while I've got it on here. Kim Ward has said, as a historical building, are there not any grants available to you? Yes, there are, and we have covered this before, Kim. But yes, there are grants available, but it's a very convoluted process. It's also only really for the cost of the materials rather than artisans. If we got artisans in to do things, we'd have to get artisans in to do things. And because we do our things ourselves, we'd have to pay up front, and you won't get the money back for at least a couple of years. So, to be honest with you, it's probably easier and cheaper to continue to do it ourselves.
Yeah. Um, So Debs has just asked as well, if we had the money, would we buy the barn behind the property? Yes, Deb,
100%.
definitely 100%.
100%.
Bring that back into
So
the
that's Crazy
estate.
Arts Lady who actually said
Oh,
that.
was it?
Yeah, yeah,
Bring it back into
yeah.
the estate. Yes, most definitely. Um, oh, last question. Has Ted
Thank you,
received
Stasia.
his honorary Master of Carpentry certificate now he has mullered his thumb?
What he's received is Muppet of the Year. Now, the nice thing, I suppose, in sitting in your sick bed is that I got a message today from a gentleman that some of you may know, Steve from Chamberia over in Portugal. Unfortunately, Steve did a major job on his hand with a grinding wheel, a wood grinding wheel, and he was telling me all about it. That yeah, I think he had total of 16, 17 stitches inside and out. And just to let you know that, he was, I think it was just a support thing. Steve, thumbs up. Look, that's the proper one. That's the one that's
That's
still
one that's still
intact.
there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He's obviously on Help We Bought a Village, and doing brilliant work over there in Portugal. Just really nice to receive that support from him, and the support goes right back to you, Steve. Keep your chin up, mate. Keep your chin up.
So that's all the questions we've got here that have been asked from our patrons. I don't think there's anything else, is there?
I can't see that. I can see at the moment. I
So
think it's lovely, Stasia, saying that you call us a friend. Oh, hang on a minute. There's another question coming through. What made you decide to look for a property in France? I didn't read it before it disappeared. On the first
in the
place,
first
asked by
place,
someone else, but it's disappeared off the screen. What made us choose a property in France? Go on, you can answer
oh
that
look,
one.
that's Glass House and Garden again.
Yes,
Let's go
go on,
that.
you can
Yeah.
answer that.
Don't really. We keep laughing about this because we don't remember when we first started actually talking about it, and we came on holiday to France 10 years ago.
Good 10
That's
years
good
ago.
11 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's probably one of our first holidays abroad. And we just fell in love with the place. Absolutely fell in love with it. We fell in love with the, I suppose, well, everything, to be honest with you. The people here, their community spirit is just
Well, it's
fantastic. That's
second
what
to
I
none, isn't
love.
it? It's
Is just their
second to none,
community
yeah.
spirit. They all want to help each other. And so that's one thing, but also the landscape here. Everything is so green, so beautiful. Everyone has space. You have your own bit of sky, as Ted always puts it, and the architecture. You know, the buildings. Just what I love is when you drive down the street. If you drive down the street in the UK, especially where we used to live, you'll see new houses going up, and every house looks the same. It's all the same. Next door, next door. They might have a different color, but they all look the same. Here, every single property is completely different. And it's the worst thing because when we're driving, now that I'm driving at the moment and Ted's a passenger, I hate it because I keep nearly ending up in ditches where I keep looking at things because it's just beautiful to drive down the road and just be able to look at the buildings and the landscape and it's amazing. It's a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful
And
place. We're very lucky.
and we really don't remember when the first time was we actually started talking about actually buying a place here, do we?
No,
But
no.
it obviously crept up on us and just embedded itself in us to the point where here we are now.
Anybody from the UK will know that, housing in the UK is incredibly expensive. And we could never have done what we do here in the UK. So that I always go back to thinking about that. I've never really enjoyed working for other people. And it's a stupid thing in the world that I never did my own business or went to work for myself or even went to work for another guy. So you would have that freedom. Um, and I'd all work for big firms. And the fact of working here, walking out every day, and thinking I'm at work and doing all this and working with my best friend as well. Sorry, Carson's gone home. Um, she knows I'm only talking about her, but it's true. To work together, we do love working together. When we did a little bit of the floor, we were working together, and it was fantastic fun. And it always is. And that's the thing for me is that we could not have done this in our native country. And it could well have been another country, but when we came to France, we saw, France has everything. France has absolutely everything. It has beaches, it has mountains. You can ski, you can swim. It's tropical. There's huge mountains, huge, great open lands. It's so diverse,
Yeah.
and to live here is, yeah, it's still a real privilege to live here. But what we want to do is, well, is to create this thing for us and for the community and everything like that. But also, we want to travel around France. We want to explore France. And so we've got so much to look forward to.
I think by the looks of these comments, most people feel the same about the places they live, that there's just too many houses going up and not enough space and sky for everybody. So
Even in
I think
Canada,
we are
says
very
Lucy,
lucky.
even
We
in
are,
Canada.
we're very proud to be living here and we're very privileged.
Stasia saying dilapidated houses with tiny lots for 750K. There should be about 10. I'm not saying that it's for everybody in this situation, but it is. It's a wonderful place, and as long as you don't live, come out here, because one of the things we didn't want to do is come out here and live our English life. We knew we couldn't. We knew that it wouldn't be the same. And as long as you embrace all the things about this wonderful place, it is a wonderful place.
And we've just got Jill who asked who panicked more when Ted had his accident.
Well, can I just tell you a little story? Let me tell you a little story. So yeah, I properly ran in and stuck my finger under, or sorry, stuck my thumb under the tap. Started feeling a bit wobbly. I'm not proud. Yep, I was going to go down. Lisa grabbed the enormous first aid box, and this is what she did. So she opened she got out the bandages, the plasters, the steri strips, that's it, pulling everything out of the bag. And then when she'd done that, she went, "What shall I do?" I'm going, "I don't know, love. I've cut my finger off. What shall I do?" She said, "What shall I do?" And then, but she did regain composure, phoned the neighbour.
Why not quite a chateau?
Yeah. You know, she regained her composure, phoned our neighbours. Our neighbours come and love them to bits. Jean Pierre drove at ridiculously high speed down the autoroute to urgence, to the emergency, to the A&E, and drove in where the ambulances goes, parked up there, and came in with us. And within an hour and a half, this is the thing, within an hour and a half, I'd been seen by a triage nurse, 4 other nurses, 2 doctors, and a surgeon. I had my finger bandaged up and I was on my way home.
Yeah, it was the healthcare here is just
It was superb.
amazing. The people are
Bye,
amazing,
Jane.
and yeah. Just last one we've got.
And it says she'd be on the floor.
It was scary, I have to say. It was really scary. Somebody else asked here about have we got French resident permits? Yes, we do.
We
Not
moved
citizenship, we have
Yeah.
residency, and it wasn't difficult, but we did it before Brexit.
Before Brexit, and I
And
know
it's
it's
a lot
real
more difficult
difficult
now.
for people now. It's
But
real
not, you know,
complicated.
it's doable. So
It's not insurmountable.
yeah,
No.
not insurmountable. And there was one more here. I hope there's a conservation on the area you live as buildings will come unless this happens. Well, because this is one good thing about being a historical monument, Sean, is the fact that nothing can be built within 500 meters of our property. When you look on the map, the D220, which comes down, which is the old royal postal route from Paris to Toulouse, which used to be obviously the main road. They replaced it with a motorway. And if you look on the map, Montmagny is here, and the motorway comes up and then does a big circle away from us.
500 meters.
It had to be built 500 meters from us.
Take
So
the motorway and put
yeah,
it over there.
so that's one good thing that we are very happy about is that the fact it's a historical monument, nothing will change around us. Nothing can be built around us. So it won't change. And I think also in France there is so much land and space.
Attracticrilli.
What's that?
Attracticrilli. That's a cool name, isn't it? Hi, Super Ted, and Pit Stop Lisa. Love to you. That's
Love
very
it.
sweet of you. It's very sweet of you. It's Moira Smith. This is fantastic. It's a hysterical monument. That is fantastic.
That
I
was
am
so good.
really, really want a t-shirt. Carsten, I'm wearing a t-shirt if you're not watching. If you're watching. Celtic name.
Yeah.
Celtic name. Fantastic.
When you said hysterical monument, that was
outstanding. Outstanding. Good stuff, yeah.
So I think we've done all the questions. There's no more that's come through at the
No?
moment. If you've got any more, quickly put them down because otherwise Ted's going back to bed where we should be at the moment, and I'm going to go make his dinner.
Oh, she's sweet, and she you
loves
know,
you, Moira.
it's amazing. You know, it's amazing that I think you all seem to get this. You all seem to get it.
What?
You've got it. You've got this.
I think, yeah. Sorry, that was the inside joke. Read the shirt for us. So
yeah, read the shirt.
Every time Ted picks up a piece of wood, he thinks that he's going to keep it because it could do for a little shelf. So Carsten brought in this t-shirt. He says, if there is somewhere to put a little shelf, Ted will put a little shelf. Because that's what I do, Ted.
I love him for it. But it's hysterical monument. It's got to be the next one. That's fantastic. I love it.
Anyway, love to all. Stasia, where there's a will, there's a way. Stasia, I hope you're doing
Stasia,
okay.
you got a fantastic.
I think Stasia's moving
Yeah,
soon. I
she's
think
going. She's going to Sicily.
October, is it?
Yeah, she's going
Yeah.
to Sicily in October, and you.
A
I
big
hope you
adventure
love
ahead
it.
of you.
Yeah, we wish you all the very very best in the world.
But hope you're staying healthy at the moment, and
Yeah,
your
yeah.
recovery is on its way. Anyway, loved you all. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's been a hoot, and
It's been a laugh. Been a laugh. Thank you so much. Yeah, we didn't expect to have quite so many people, but thank you so much.
and next vlog will be out on Thursday. See you then.
Happy
Take
days.
care. Loved you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I concur.
Do you? Are you kidding?
2-0. 2-0.
As Jane says, it doesn't cost a thing. Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
See you all soon.
See
Take
you
care,
later.
everyone.
Au revoir. Au
Bye.
revoir.